She said she think y'all can sing, and she think you funny. You can dance and you can act. But if she get on the plane and see you in the pilot seat,
It's no longer new that Candace Owen has been fired from the Daily Wire because she chose not to support what the Israeli government are doing to the people of Gaza. Since this news hit the media, it has sparked so many conversations. If you know Candace Owen very well, you will know that there is so many controversy surrounding this woman, and there are so many things that she has said about Black people, Black Americans, that did not sit well with a lot of people. After the news hits the media, there are so many interviews of Candace Owen surfacing on the media, like the interview she had with the Breakfast Club and as well the one with the Joe Budden Network. On this podcast, on this interview, she said something that has left a lot of Black Americans shocked because they were so shocked that it was coming from Candace Owen because a few weeks ago it was so different. What she was saying about Black people, DEI, was so different, and now hearing her say this particular thing has sparked so many conversations in the Black community. Without wasting much time, let's get right into what Candace Owen has to say about Black Americans on the Joe Budden podcast and as well what the people are saying about Darkly.
Black Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black Americans.
I want y'all to show me one episode, just one single episode of Candace Owens on the Daily Wire saying that Black people are better than everybody else at sports, at singing. They're funnier. Just one episode, that's it. You can't find it. Her audience was predominantly white Republicans. Predominantly. And if you would have went on that white Republican platform and said Black people are better at this than everybody else, you would have been fired. You would have been fired. And everybody on the internet falling for this is really upsetting me.
Black Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black Americans.
All right, y'all, so follow me here. I know many of us are already familiar with the verb pandering, but I want to hone in on the second definition here, the noun of a pander, which is a person who assists the baser urges or evil designs of others. Candace Owens is not only pandering, but she is a pander because she is going on a redemption tour trying to rebrand herself because her masters have now kicked her off the plantation. But she's doing so in a way that still upholds white supremacy and white supremacist ideals. There's only a few positive stereotypes that a lot of white supremacists would agree with, and that's, yeah, Black people are pretty talented when it comes to sports, and oh, they sure can make me laugh sometimes. But you won't get them to talk about how brilliant we are, how much we have impacted the culture, and how much there wouldn't be much in the ways of art and music and even technology if it wasn't for the innovativeness of Black people. This is why I harp so much on asking the why behind the what. What she's doing, some people are seeing it as pandering, but they're still not asking the why behind it. Why is she doing it, and why is she going about it the way she is? Don't be fooled. Don't fall for the okie doke. She did not switch sides. She's just switching her tactic so that she can try to pull more and more of us over to the right. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, and I am not fooled.
Black Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black Americans.
Who this bitch thinks she fooling? Not me. Tuh. Let me tell y'all this right the now. That heifer, whore, slut, tramp, Republican ass bitch is trying to rebrand and play y'all idiot. And some of y'all in the comments proving her right. All of a sudden y'all forget all the shit this empty-headed bitch done said. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen to me and listen to me well. Candace Owens is trying to softly rebrand herself back into the Black community and seem like she is progressing because the Republican Party is in shambles. And the way she's going to do that is through the Black men, because unfortunately y'all are our weakest link. We're not going to debate that. Shh, don't get offended. Listen. She's going to use Black men as her gateway back into us. Okay? Don't let that bitch said she's a good.
Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black American to be funnier. I think we're also funnier. I think we have a natural sense of humor. Like when we're comedians, we do it the best. Also, when we sing, we do it the best. When we're athletes, we do it the best.
See, Black pride. Yes,
I
Candace.
say this on
That's
my
what
show.
we want from Candace.
And that's the problem. We want that pride. We want to hear you speak the positive things about us because we like that, and that's what makes us feel good, and that's what makes us feel like you like us. He didn't say, Candace, we need the truth from you. We want to hear reality. We want to hear the harsh truth that could make our people better. He didn't say that. To me, he shouldn't be saying that's what we want from you. We want you to talk us up. What if what we need right now is not to be talked up? What if what we need is the harsh truth? And I think this is one of our problems. A lot of us want to hear what makes us feel good. We want to hear things that validate our current beliefs, opinions, and feelings. When a lot of us need to hear the harsh truth to get a better and more clear understanding of where we're messing up at. But like I said, a lot of us don't want to hear that. We want to hear, like he said, the stuff that makes us think that you're proud to be Black.
Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black American to
I find this video between Candace and Joe Budden to be so weird because what is she up to? I mean, like, let's be honest. Candace has not said anything nice about the Black community in years. Years. So I don't know if this is like her trying to wiggle her way back in and saying we can do it. We're good sportsmen and we're great comedians, as if we aren't scientists and philosophers and engineers and anything of that sort. I cannot stand this woman. It's either she has some type of plan or is she feeling guilty? Because now that Donald Trump has a chance of getting back in office, is she feeling guilty about the things that she said? Is she doing this to save herself because she's now afraid of her rights being taken away and her liberties being infringed upon? I don't know. She's sus. She's sus and she has something up her sleeve. I don't know if it's something like good or not, but she's doing all this for a reason. It's not because she has no motive. Sis want to come home. Let me know what you think in the comments.
talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black American to be funnier. I think we're all
This is the Candace Owens that I want to see. Please check out what I stitched of her on Joe Budden's podcast, because I had that same feeling that Joe Budden is alluding to, that with Candace Owens, whenever she's talking about Black people and Black culture, it's always like, degenerate, criminals. It's like uncivilized. So I'm like, damn girl, like, God. And the fact that she's with a white guy, like, just the optics was like, what is going on here? But, like, I can't lie, there has already been times where Candace Owens has said things and I'm like, she's got a good point there, I truly appreciate ultimately what she says in this clip. If you don't want to see the original, is she's saying that, like, yeah, I think there are incredibly brilliant, talented, creative Black people. Like, I think we're great. Sometimes what I'm saying is we can do better. And for all of the hate that was happening with the trend of, like I said, I don't like hood films. There was some other Black girl who said she felt uncomfortable around hood people, which again, I wouldn't say that. But like, I totally understand her sentiment of knowing when you're a part of that community and you know that we have overcome so much and that we can do better than just being street, being gangbangers, being ghetto, being known for not caring about education, rather hanging out on the streets, rather getting involved in organized crime, like knowing we can be so much better than that. And we have so much more to offer than that. And that point that Candace Owens is trying to make, even if sometimes it's not always articulated the best, I 100,000% agree with. And I think this whole conversation about what's hood, what's not hood, what's good about the hood, what's bad about the hood, not only for me, but just from tons of other Black content creators. I think it's just such an important conversation to have because, my parents, especially my mother, grew up in the ghetto during Jim Crow, all right? And still managed to never look at streets and organized crime as a way to deal with being Black and being poor. She chased education. She chased opportunities. And as my grandmother used to always say on my mother's side, you can be of the ghetto, you can be in the ghetto, but not of it. And so chef's kiss to Candace Owens. I hope that moving forward, she can do a little bit more of this balance where, for example, if she is calling out something in Black culture that she doesn't like and she doesn't think represents us well or is like appropriate for our community, I would just encourage her to then counter it with another example of something that she does appreciate, something that could be currently happening or something from our illustrious Black history. I think more of that would help endear her more to the Black community and some people in the Black community, because sometimes, just like Charleston White, she makes a good point. And again, I don't think as Black people we should just like make excuses for the criminality and sometimes the degeneracy that happens in our community, and just make excuses for it all when it's harming us more than anybody else, number one. And then number two, for that degeneracy and criminality, somehow it's the white man's fault.
Obviously, so many people are not having what she has to say. There are some people even pointing out the fact that when she was asked what she likes about Black Americans, she did not use the word we. She said Black Americans. So she did not even count herself as one of them. She said Black Americans are good at sport. They are good at making you laugh. Like other things, but she didn't say we. Let me know what you guys think. These people are not having it at all. There are people talking about how they should not forget some of the things that she has said in the past about Black people. They should not forget how she has been so anti-Black women, like so many bad things that she has said about Black people. There's even a recent one that I was referring to. That was the one that happened a few weeks ago where she said if she is flying and she realized that the pilot is a woman, a Black woman or something, that she's going to question as well. She's not going to be convinced that they actually earn it because they might be there just for DEI. She has said so many countless things that people are talking about in the Black community. Did not sit well with a lot of people, like, why are you saying this about your own people? And not for us, you're against us. But now that you have been fired and you're looking into rebranding, you want to start saying nice things about Black Americans because you're looking for people who are going to support you. This comment said, I say this all the time. She doesn't believe half the shit she says. She found an audience that wants to hear their opinion come from a people of color, and they are dumb enough to let her drift off of them. Now her playing the part of a Black woman is new to me. When did that change? And which is very, very true. She has always been saying so many like negative things about Black people. There are just some things that she has said that is just clearly being anti-Black. Like the last example I gave on what she said about flying and realizing that the pilot is a Black woman. Another person said she better be careful. She's going to lose a racist base. Like she's going to lose a racist fan base because so many people who follow her clearly believe in what she says, and she has been so anti-Black. Clearly, she's going to lose her fan base. Another person said, wasn't she the one that said she did not want to see a Black female pilot flying a hypothetical flight? She was the one, and that was what I was referring to. I'm sure I shared it on this channel as well because there was another man who said the same thing as well, that if he noticed that the pilot is a Black person because he believes that they get there through DEI. Another person said, of course, she's trying to become relevant again. The racists have done with her since she is irrelevant to the Black community. She's desperately trying to make herself an influencer again. The last one I have here said, we have to remember a broken clock is right twice a day because it is right. It doesn't make it less broken. And this is the point that so many people are saying, that Don't say because of the few clips of her saying nice things about Black Americans, Black people, don't let those clips fool you, because she has said some worse things 1,000 times. So don't let just these few clips, don't let it fool you at all into believing that you want to support her. Let me hear your thoughts about what all those people said. Let me hear your thoughts about what Candace Owen said about Black Americans as well. And let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next one.